July 30th, 1975. The parking lot of the Machus Red Fox restaurant outside Detroit, 2:30 p.m. The most heavily guarded labor leader in America makes a final, frustrated phone call. He is waiting for a meeting that will never happen. Jimmy Hoffa is a man who controls millions, but in this exact moment, he is entirely exposed. The clock ticks. The rain falls. Less than 60 minutes later, he vanishes. To erase a target of this magnitude in broad daylight without a single witness or a drop of blood requires an absolute logistical masterclass. By nightfall, the FBI knew this wasn't a standard kidnapping. No ransom demands were made. No bodies were found. The most powerful man in Detroit had simply evaporated. The federal response was massive. It resulted in the legendary ArchiveX memo, a 56-page document detailing every known associate, enemy, and mob connection. Thousands of man-hours were spent tearing through records, phone logs, and informant tips. The paper trail was endless, yet entirely useless. Every lead hit a solid brick wall. They mapped every route from the Machus Red Fox restaurant. They calculated drive times to garbage incinerators, meatpacking plants, and concrete foundations. But to solve the disappearance, they had to understand the men who orchestrated it. The investigators realized a chilling truth. They weren't looking for evidence of a murder, they were looking at the residue of a perfectly executed corporate takeover by the Detroit underworld. The authorities knew Hoffa was scheduled to meet two powerful mafia figures that afternoon. Both men were prime suspects. Both men were supposedly miles away. Anthony "Tony Jack" Giacalone was a capo in the Detroit partnership. At the exact hour Hoffa disappeared, Giacalone was not hiding. He was making a spectacle of his presence. He lay on a massage table at the Southfield Athletic Club, constantly checking the time, loudly complaining to the staff that his massage was late. He was aggressively planting seeds in their memory. He established a timeline so rigid and with so many credible witnesses that it became impossible to place him at the restaurant. It wasn't just an alibi, it was a theatrical performance. While the top bosses secured their airtight alibis in front of an audience, a separate, invisible crew executed the hit. The FBI was outmaneuvered by a masterclass in misdirection. But the perfect crime always leaves a microscopic fracture. Weeks into the investigation, a breakthrough emerged from the shadows. Police located a maroon 1975 Mercury Marquis. It belonged to the son of a known mob associate, and witnesses placed a car exactly like it at the Machus Red Fox. Forensic teams dismantled the interior. In the quiet darkness of the garage, under the glow of ultraviolet light, they found it. A single hair on the cracked leather of the back seat. DNA analysis later confirmed it belonged to Jimmy Hoffa. The physical timeline was finally tethered directly to the Detroit underworld. The car was the vessel, but a hair isn't a body, and it isn't a confession. The investigation slammed into a concrete wall of silence. The people who drove the car wouldn't talk. The men who ordered the hit were untouchable. Detroit swallowed its secrets. Decades passed. Federal agents dug up farms, driveways, and stadium foundations, chasing ghosts built on informant whispers. Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance remains the ultimate anomaly. A 60-minute window where power, precision, and absolute ruthless efficiency erased a titan from history. The Hoffa case proved that with enough planning, a man can be made to vanish without a trace. But what happens when that same meticulous calculation is applied not to a person, but to a fortress? Next time on ArchiveX, we launch Season 2, Great Heists. We travel to Brazil, dig beneath the city streets, and answer the ultimate question. How did they pull off the Banco Central heist? The truth is still out there.